So what's new and exciting? Are you back in your apartment?
Yeah, I'm back.
That's good.
New and exciting. My cart is working now. That's exciting.
Yeah. Why was it grounded for so long, and why is it suddenly work?
It was grounded for so long because it would just stall out and die. No, I took it to the dealership. I was all like, if anybody's gonna know what's like, it's gonna cost me like both of my balls, but like, you know, at least they'll know, right? And then I get that closure with this card. I took it in. They didn't charge me anything because they're like, there's nothing wrong with the car, and I'm like, bullshit.
What?
No, there's absolutely something wrong with this car, and they're like, no, there's nothing wrong with this car. Like, don't. We don't know what's happening with you, but like, we can't find anything. And I'm like, this car's stalling out. I'm like, okay, well, can you help us recreate whatever happened? And I'm like, yeah, just literally drive it for like half an hour. It'll die. So apparently they put some gas in it. They drove it around for a couple hours and it didn't die on them.
No fucking way.
And I was all like, oh, well, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Great. Cool. Then in that case, I'm just going to take my car to work then. We'll just see what happens. I took my car to work. It died like on the freeway. It died on the freeway back.
That's hilarious. Is it the way you're driving it, maybe?
That's what I thought. And then I started to actually think about it. I was all like, come on, I'm an audio engineer, right? Like, we kind of know how electronics work and shit, right? Okay, so anyway.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm driving down the freeway, it dies. I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's just a fluke, right? I'm trying to get onto the freeway. It dies again. And so I was like, get onto the freeway. And I start to gain momentum. It dies one more time. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna park it. I just kind of like ride out the momentum to try to find the closest parking spot I can find. I'm just looking for a parking spot at this point, and my car loses all momentum right in front of the Ferrari dealership. Parked anywhere. I'm like in the middle of the road, like blocking the road. No momentum on an incline with a dead car. I like hop out of the car because I'm trying to like push this thing, trying to find a parking spot. There's a parking spot like not even like a couple like a feet away, but it's on an incline.
No, you're not.
And I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Huh? Did not matter how hard I pushed with how much I've been working out. I could not get this car to budge forward. And to make it worse, the way that the wheel was turned and how it was positioned, I was gonna hit a Ferrari behind me.
Oh my god.
Like I was like, oh my god, this is how my car adventure ends. I have to sell the car to fix a Ferrari that it damaged. As I'm holding this car and people are just driving past me, I feel like a sense of hopelessness, right? And out of nowhere, like these three dads like hop out of their cars.
You just watch this poor little Mexican boy try to punch.
Yes, like I swear, like they all look like men that were on their way trying to provide for like their families, and they see this little Latin boy just trying to push his car, and I swear, three just out of nowhere at the same time, just three cars, and then three men jump out, and they're like, hop in, and they push me into the spot.
No way.
Right. So I think I finally like I get the car in the spot. I turn it off, and I'm so frustrated that I'm all like, no, that's it. I'm done with this. I'm done. I put the key in the ignition. I open up the hood, and I'm all like, at this point, it's already busted. Can't break it anymore. So I try to turn it over, and I slap the fuse box, and the whole thing fucking turns on. I'm like, great, okay, I found the problem. I start driving down the freeway again, like it breaks down not even like a couple miles later.
Oh,
and I'm like,
God,
no,
dude.
but I know what the problem is. So I pull out the fuse box, right?
Are you like 2 hours late to work at this point?
No. I just went to work. It made it to work just fine.
Oh.
It was on the way back.
Oh my god.
So I pull out the fuse box, and I just kind of like put it on its side, because I'm thinking like there's a short somewhere. So as long as the short isn't happening, as long as there is a connection being made, it should be fine. So I turn it on its side. It made it all the way back.
So has that just how it's been since?
And that's just how it's been since. That's why I was so
big
excited to call
record.
you. That's why I like brought it up in the chat or like on the call yesterday.
Oh my god.
Because
I'm glad that we waited for this story retelling of it, because that's like a fucking epic right there.
it like not, and that's not even including all the times that it has gotten me into trouble like before. Like the last time before I took it into the shop, it died in the middle of like a really a busy street. That cops showed up and they forced me to tow it.
That's really
When I
tough.
didn't have any, I didn't have anything to really tow it with.
That's kind of fucked that the cops can just do that.
Yeah, they were basically just kind of like, look, kind of sucks that your car is done, but it's either you tow it or we tow it. Nice shot.
Thanks. I've seen you pull some crazier shit out of your ass.
That's
But that's a pretty good story.
I feel like that's going up there on like one of like the legends I get to tell about my life.
Dude, you really are an engineer. You just fucking you see the problem, isolate the problem, resolve the problem.
Hey, like my stuff. Subscribe if you haven't, because if you don't, you won't be able to say, oh, I knew him when he was small. Don't give me that look. You did the screaming and the yelling. You want to see me tape these lives? I got everything from Twitch to Twitter. Maybe you should go check them out. Links in the description. Okay, bye.